Your best version of yourself always begins in your imagination. But to truly visualize her, you have to first have clarity who she is. And that's why today we are creating the manuscript of our ideal selves. A detailed vision of who you want to become. This will serve as a foundation for all of your goals and habits as we plan out 2025 together. And this video is the first detailed guide of how to plan your year successfully. For an overview of all of the steps, I recommend to watch the first video of this series. Oh, and hi, my name is Jana. Planning has been a passion of mine for years. Today, I'll show you how to plan the year ahead, so 2025 can truly become the best year yet. So, and we start off with the question, what even is a manuscript? In a manuscript, you write out the best version of yourself. So if you think out to the future, which can be at any point in your future, how your life would look like if everything would be like if you wanted it to be. So you have a lot of questions that you ask yourself and you answer them as you would already be her. So for example, what is your job? And then you would think about, okay, what is the best version of myself would do as a job? And then you answer that like that, which helps you to first of all even find out in which direction do I want to go in my life and in which direction should I lay my focus on the way. What you do is you write out your dream life as you would want it to have. And how you do that is you write down questions and you answer them as you would already be the best version of yourself. Let's look at how to do that on your own. I always start with a Pinterest vision board because I really like that I already have some ideas, some pictures in my mind of how my dream life looks like. So for me, it's afterwards easier to write that down. I get also a lot of inspiration from Pinterest pictures and ideas of what I could take in. Because in the end, you do have to already have a little bit of an idea who you want to be, and that helps me to get that idea, to make that kind of vision board that I can look at while then writing out my manuscript. So what I do there is, for example, search for healthy habits aesthetic. Probably already know exactly what I want. For example, yeah, I'm for sure want to still do sport every day. So I search out sport aesthetic or gym aesthetic, and then I search for these pictures. When you, for example, type out healthy habits, you can find a lot of habits that you probably were like, oh yeah, that actually I would like to implement that. So things like that are also very good, like more kind of like overall questions, because then you can find more ideas and more inspiration. For example, also like just business aesthetic or something like that, or travel aesthetic. You don't have to go into that and that because like that is actually what you do that when you write it out, just so you have kind of an idea where you want to go to. Yeah, and then it is very, very important to take yourself enough time and set kind of like a foundation of where you can like start writing that. That contains some good music that you listened to before. You can do some manifestation. You can like turn on a candle, do some journaling to kind of find yourself, or also looks back through all of the pictures that you have, look at your Pinterest board that you just did, so that you feel in the right state of mind to start writing out the best version of yourself. There are two ways how one can write it out. One can of course write it out in a journal. I prefer to do it online, just in notes. So I make a notes, just call it manuscript, and then it's time to search out some questions. So now how do you do that with searching for questions? I also left some questions down below, which I used on my own. But of course, there are like so many questions one can ask yourself. So you have to kind of find the ones that fit for you, but also think about your place that you are in your life and your place that you want to be in your life. So the questions are here to help you to get to that best version. So you should really start to think about, okay, what are the things that I'm good at? And then you can, for example, ask yourself how I use that I am good at planning in my life. Or like, for example, if you know that you get stressed very fast, you can like kind of ask the question, how do I manage to deal with stress? Then it should be a question that covers all of your life parts, for example, working, then yourself, friends and family, business, traveling, things that you're good at, things that you enjoy, hobbies. Try to really search at all the things and look also at a day or a week that you spend and see what do you do. Then from that you can also get an idea of what you could write down. So for example, if I have a morning routine, you can write down what is my best morning routine. So it is really important to also look for your own personal questions that are important for you. But also there are a lot of questions online, or the questions that I will link down below, where you can kind of find some inspiration. So you gather all of these questions, you put them into your notes or onto your journal, and then it's already time to start writing. I always start with how does she dress, because it's not that deep and it's cool and easy to do, because I can just kind of look at my Pinterest boards that I have about the topic and then write that down. Important here is to write down in the me person, so I dress like that. Not she dresses like that, but I dress, and it's also not in the past, it's in the present that you write. That is very important. So you should be in that moment, you're her. And you answer it as you would be your best version. So it's I and in the present. In that moment, just write. Whatever comes, it doesn't have to make sense, it doesn't have to be correct written, it doesn't have to be finished or anything. It's important to just get your thoughts out. And that can take a while. It depends how many questions you have and how detailed you get. And it's important to get as detailed as possible, so take the time that it takes. Probably you not also do it in one time altogether, where you do it like in separate parts. And when you slowly go on, you will realize how kind of everything connects, and how it is then easier to follow along, because you know already some stuff, so you can implement them by another question, because you know, yeah, if I want to be healthy, I also have habits that I want to implement by the question, yeah, what are her habits? And there I also realized that sometimes it can even help to ask ChatGPT if you're like a little lost or so. You can just kind of paste in what you already have and say, from that text on, what could be the habits that I do every day, so I can be that person that I just write out. So really try to use AI, of course, like also use your own ideas, but just to help to kind of get some inspiration, it can be very, very good. And there's no end point to your writing. You can always go change it, you can go change it over the year, because I am sure that stuff will change and you would want something else. That is why I do it every year, because things change, my interests change, I find new stuff that I'm interested in, I leave stuff behind, and that's normal. And with that, our baseline, our manuscript is done, on which one we will build our goals, our habits, our vision board for the next year. And how to do that, I will show you in the next videos. Bye!